morning, I'm Willie Gillespie. We start off this morning with some light flurries out there, maybe making things slick in the morning commute. I'll tell you when your next chance for snow is as well. I'm sitting down with our chief legal analyst at CDN, Mr. Waddle, to talk about the Alec Baldwin trial and what that means for his future. And then we've got an interview with girls lacrosse on their upcoming season. Busy morning this morning. CDN News at 8 starts right now.
CDN News at 8, live from Carmel Catholic High School with Aaron Risley, Hope Simutis, and Chief Meteorologist Willie Gillespie.
Good morning, Carmel Catholic. I'm Hannah Livingston.
And I'm Nia Quinones. Thank you for joining us this morning. It's 8:03.
Anyone planning on participating in the Scholastic Bowl exhibition match at Mundelein High School on Monday, January 23rd, should meet up in room 107 right after school. If you have any questions, see Mr. Rafferty. Up next is Willie with this weekend's forecast. Willie?
Yeah, good morning, Hannah and Nia. As I mentioned earlier, we're starting off with a little light snow out there across the region. A live look outside at Baker Stadium does show that snow accumulating a little bit on the football field, grassy surfaces, even the track as well. There's a light dusting out there, but really not much going on. But this is making the roads a little slick this morning, so be aware of that if you're going to be commuting to work or school later this morning, that those roads are a little bit slippery. Just use caution out there. This snow will likely come to an end by late morning. Currently outside, we are in the upper 20s right now. Light wind out of the northeast at about 12 miles per hour. Mostly cloudy skies. Again, a few light flurries out there as well. Temperatures across the region. Upper 20s if you are inland, a little warmer if you're near the lakefront. 32 right now in Waukegan, 31 downtown, 31 at Evanston, 31 in Gary, and in Morris right now sitting at just about 30 degrees. So as I mentioned, a little bit of light snow out there. Radar currently picking this up as rain, but this is probably falling as a mix or snow. We've gotten reports from several areas that are being affected by this, that this is indeed snow, including here at Carmel. As I was coming in this morning, it was indeed snowfall. So keep that in mind, but the main message here is that there's really not much out there, so that will begin to move out as we head towards late morning. But again, just be aware of that if you're out this morning, that those roads are a little bit slick. Hourly forecast keeps that into account. We get the light snow into the early afternoon hours, but that clears out as we head into the evening. We are in the upper 20s and low 30s for most of today, a little cooler, but right near average for where we should be in January. Our next chance of snow comes in here Sunday morning, looking like a mainly light event, and models are still a little divisive on where and how much snow we will see with this, but the main messaging is 1 to 2 inches for most locations, probably less than that, but some locations, as I mentioned, we'll see maybe 2 inches at the most. And that'll be in the Saturday overnight into Sunday morning time frame, so be aware of that as well if you're going to be out this weekend. 1 to 2 inches of a light accumulation possible. Our attention then turns to next week, and this is a system we've been watching for a little while now, and we're going to continue to watch very closely this weekend. I am, for sure. I'm going to be glued to the computer screen all weekend looking at this one. Next chance of accumulating snow potentially for northern Illinois, or maybe rain. We'll see what happens. Here's the setup, and this has been what's going on all winter long. We've seen this low kind of come out of the south. Oklahoma, Texas emerges with another low. It moves it northeast, but the question is going to be, where does that low pressure set up? In the past two storm systems, Christmas and then just last week, we've gotten in trouble with that low placement. It's kind of messed things up, so we didn't get as much snow. With this last system, that low was too far to the north, so we were in the warm sector. We saw rain, while areas further north, Madison, Milwaukee, and further north than that, saw accumulating snow. So if that track does go further to the north with that low pressure, we will be looking at mostly rain, but if that track stays to the south, it'll be more of a snow type system. Too far south, though, we don't get anything. So we're going to have to watch the exact placement of that low pressure, and we're really not going to know that until Monday or Tuesday. So stay tuned, but if you're going to see some model forecasts this weekend, probably just ignore those for now until we get closer. There's still very high uncertainty in terms of the models at this time in evolution track of that low pressure. So we'll keep an eye on that. Additionally, we'll watch a severe weather threat down to the south for Georgia, Florida, even into the Carolinas as well. We'll watch that for Tuesday and Wednesday. But again, we're going to keep you posted on this storm. This is something we're certainly going to be watching as another powerhouse low pressure kind of tracks across the central United States. So for this weekend, though, we are in the 30s, 31 for high tomorrow, 31 on Sunday, Light snow again, 1 to 2 inches at most. Most locations will probably only see a dusting. Looking towards next week, we are at a high of 33 on Monday. We kind of bottom out here for our coldest portion of the winter, 33 Monday. Tuesday, we're a little warmer to 35, but then those temperatures start to drop off gradually. We're down to 26 for Wednesday, 22 by Thursday, and again, we'll watch that chance of some rain or snow in here Tuesday and Wednesday. But main message is that low is going to those low temperatures are going to start to drop off. We move to the desk now. We've got Mr. Waddle, CDN's chief legal analyst here this morning. Thank you for coming on, as always. We're talking about the Alec Baldwin case. In addition to Baldwin, Hannah Gutierrez-Reed has also been charged. So tell us a little bit about what they're facing, why they're being charged in this incident.
Sure. So both of them have been, the prosecutor is going to charge them with involuntary manslaughter. So we kind of generally states rank degrees of homicide by their seriousness: murder 1, murder 2, voluntary manslaughter, involuntary manslaughter. So the least severe of the charges, but the New Mexico statute, the language that the New Mexico uses is a homicide resulting from someone not exercising due caution or due care. Basically what that means is that Alec Baldwin and the prop master did not act as a reasonable person would in that situation.
Okay, and how much jail time will they be facing potentially as a result of these charges?
So involuntary manslaughter in New Mexico is a class 4 felony. It's the least serious felony that carries a determinate sentence of 18 months. But there is a firearm enhancement in New Mexico, and because a firearm was used, there's a possible bump up of 3 extra years, so up to 4.5 years in prison if they're convicted.
All right, and how difficult is this case going to be for the prosecutors to be able to prove that he was, guilty of involuntary manslaughter?
I think that's going to be tough. One, people love celebrities. I know a lot of our students paid close attention to the Johnny Depp trial. It's going to be hard to convince the jury that he wasn't acting reasonably, but I don't know, my 8-year-old daughter knows not to point a Nerf gun at someone's face. I would expect Alec Baldwin has been acting for decades to know better than to point a gun that, whether loaded or had blanks or unloaded, regardless, you don't point a gun at somebody. So.
Right, and then we're looking additionally at the armor as well, potentially for those charges. What's the case there?
I think, I think that's a stronger case. I think that the armorer, by definition, her job is to provide those weapons, provide the blanks, and make sure that things are loaded or unloaded when they are supposed to be. I think that the case against her is stronger, plus she doesn't have the benefit of being a celebrity that the jurors will be kind of starstruck by.
Very true. All right, Mr. Waddle, thank you for coming on. As always, we appreciate it. Going to send it over to Liam. He's got sports this weekend. Liam?
Thanks, Willie. The boys basketball team tonight will face off against Bennett in the Salvi Arena. Varsity tip-off tonight is set for 7 o'clock. And the girls basketball team tomorrow will play versus Marian Catholic here at Carmel, with varsity tip-off set for 2:30 and JV for 1. The Corsair hockey team will face off against Deerfield tonight at Glacier Arena at around 7:20 is when puck drop is set for. They'll have a quick turnaround to see the Glenbrook South Titans, in Glenview. That game is set to start at 7:10 tomorrow night. And the JV dance team has the JV championship also at Glenbrook South this Sunday, the 22nd. And varsity, they have their sectionals competition at South Elgin High School. They'll be the first to perform tomorrow at 9:45 in the morning. This event determines whether or not Carmel dance team will have their second appearance in the IHSA Dance State Finals. And tonight, the varsity wrestling team will travel down 176 to Libertyville High School for the Lake County Invite. This will carry into tomorrow morning, and the freshman wrestling team will also travel down to Barrington High School tomorrow morning for a freshman quad match. Also happening tomorrow is the JV wrestling team going to Stevenson High School for an invitational. Both of those tomorrow will start at around 9 o'clock in the morning. And tonight, the cheerleading team will have a varsity invitational at Grays Lake Central. And then tomorrow, they'll have another varsity invite at Fremd. And both the JV and varsity gymnastics teams have a meet tomorrow versus Lake Zurich at 5 o'clock. And as we look to the NFL divisional round, the Jags are traveling to Arrowhead, And Trevor Lawrence is under some heat for saying that he doesn't think Arrowhead would be much louder than the Jacksonville Jaguars Stadium was, TIAA Bank Stadium was, this past week. And Arrowhead is just generally known as one of the loudest stadiums, so he's getting a lot of heat for that. And also, looking ahead, the Giants are going to Philly, trying to win a game that they haven't won in Philly for almost 10 years, 2013. And then the Bengals look to go to Buffalo. And Josh Allen said this game would be emotional because the last time these two played, Damar Hamlin went into cardiac arrest. And Dak Prescott is going to go to Santa Clara to see the 49ers and Brock Purdy, who hasn't lost a game. But both these teams are looking to host the NFC Championship. And now we'll send it over to the desk with Willie and girls lacrosse.
Thanks, Liam. We are here now with girls lacrosse. Their season is coming up quickly, so wanted to sit down and talk to them. Thank you all for coming on the show this morning. We'll start out with preseason. What does that look like?
All right. So we're really excited to get out there. We have morning workouts Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 6 in the morning.
All right. So morning workouts were another thing, kind of team building. Talk to me a little bit about what that entails.
So our morning workouts, they normally consist of some sort of conditioning because lacrosse is a running sport. So we do a lot of team running, and then we also work on our footwork and our stick skills because those are also equally as important. And then it's just kind of like bonding, but it's also we're exercising and working our skills as well.
Yeah. So what is there any experience necessary to join?
So no, you don't need any experience to join. Just talk to any of us and we'll welcome you, and then just come in. Most people join their freshman year, but I joined my junior year, and I've made a lot of progress. You just got to show up and put in all the work that you can.
All right, who's the coach? Who should people talk to that want to join?
Those interested can talk to Miss Lindell or email her. She's in room 806.
All right, thank you. Anything else you want to add? No? All right, thank you for coming on. We are going over to Ben now. He's got the latest on the Australian Open.
Hi, I'm Ben with news about the professional tennis Australian Open tournament. So it's been kind of exciting lately. Casper Ruud, the Norwegian who was ranked second in the tournament, lost in the second round to the American Jay Brooksby, which is kind of a major upset. He's this new up-and-comer, and a lot of people were, putting him at the top, thought he was going to win it all. Didn't turn out to be so. And Novak Djokovic, the Serbian and the first seed in the tournament, is a clear favorite to win it all after Nadal lost his second round match due to a hamstring injury. Novak Djokovic is back in Australia after being denied entry last year due to a failure to comply with the vaccine mandate. He won his second round match against Enzo Kukan. He plays Gregor Dimitrov of Bulgaria today. And over on the women's side, Iga Swiatek, world number one, beat her Spanish opponent in a complete blowout. She's the clear favorite to win the Australian Open on the women's draw. But there's much buzz around whether Coco Gauff, the up-and-coming teenager, can become the youngest American woman ever to win the Australian Open tournament. That's all from me today. Next up is Jackie with current events.
All right, welcome back. I'm Jacqueline Kagor with this morning's breaking news. Yesterday, the U.S. government hit its debt ceiling of $31.4 trillion. The Treasury Department is now undertaking what it calls extraordinary measures to ensure the U.S. government can meet its financial obligations. It's estimated that the Treasury can use these extraordinary measures until about June to keep government running normally. The debt ceiling is a self-imposed restriction on how much money the federal government can borrow to pay its bills. Congress created the debt ceiling in 1917 to rein in federal agencies that were ignoring congressional restrictions on how much money they could spend. The debt ceiling is therefore political in nature. The number picked for the ceiling isn't linked to any economic factors other than what Congress decides is allowable. Raising the debt ceiling is normally a routine procedure, and it has been done 78 times since 1960. The midterm elections took effect last week, with Republicans holding a narrow lead in the House of Representatives. Republicans now want to use the debt ceiling as a way to negotiate with the Biden administration for cuts to the deficit and on social programs. Should the House and Biden administration fail to reach an agreement by this summer and the government be forced to default on its bills, the U.S. could immediately enter a recession. During the Obama administration, a Republican-led House of Representatives refused to raise the debt ceilings until Obama agreed to spending cuts. This fighting resulted in the U.S. government's credit rating being downgraded for the first time in history, increased government borrowing costs by $1.3 billion that year, and caused a sell-off in every major stock market index around the world, threatening a stock market crash in international markets. And that's it this time for current events. Please stay with me on this story in the coming weeks. We now move to a Street Scenes interview, and see you for that.
Welcome back, Carmel. I'm Special Adams. I'm joined here at the table with Mr. Tastic and Ms. PT. We're here to discuss about some discussion about street scenes you might have, so it's really important. It's really good to put your phone down and your AirPods away, because these are questions you're probably going to need to know if you want to sell tickets. Let's begin with the first question. What is Street Scenes?
So Street Scenes is Carmel's largest fundraiser. It's in its 49th year, and over those 49 years, it has raised over $11 million to help this school, help the students of this school, really. But it's Carmel's largest fundraiser that runs the weekend of February 10th and 11th, nonstop shows those 2 days.
Yeah, shows, we have music and food and drinks and the student show, which features all of our students here. So it's a really fun time for your parents, friends, family, whoever can be here.
Yeah, special shout out to all the students in the student show. So in your first periods, all the student show people, shout out right now. Great job.
Okay. What is the theme this year? Just a reminder.
The theme is seasons, as you can see in our show, our poster there. It's we're celebrating fall, summer, spring, and winter. So all the decorations are going to go with that, and the student show as well is going to have that theme.
What food vendors will be there?
That's why I brought my computer here. We have Frank's for the Memories, Nino's Pizza, Hong Kong Chop Suey, Luke's of Mundelein, Taste of Paris, cannolis. We have corned beef, popcorn, nachos, lots of different things for people to purchase and enjoy while they're here.
What kind of entertainment will there be at Street Scenes?
Every classroom, or nearly every classroom, becomes a showroom of some sort, either live entertainment with actors or music. So it's the showroom atmosphere in the classroom setting.
One of the shows we have is the Waukegan Show, which has been here since the beginning of time, and now the Waukegan shows, children are taking it on. So it's a great tradition here at Street Scenes.
Okay. How long is each day at Street Scenes?
The doors open at 7 and go six until what, about 1 o'clock?
Yeah, midnight is when we shut down, but we have a great pancake breakfast at midnight that people love to come enjoy before they leave.
All right. How much does each ticket cost, and approximately how many tickets does each student need to sell or purchase?
So this is really important. So your job as a student here is to sell tickets. That's your primary objective. And we're asking each student to sell roughly 7 adult tickets to a grand total of $200. So everyone was recently invited by me to join a Google Classroom page that has all this information on there, the link to sell tickets. Please, if you haven't done so, accept that Google Classroom invite. More Street Scenes information will be sent out via that link. So if you haven't accepted that invitation yet, please do so. But there's where you'll find all the information about ticket sales.
Thank you. When it comes to like buying tickets, how old does someone have to be to buy a ticket?
So we the show on Friday and Saturday, you have to be 21 to attend. But then we are offering the student show on Sunday and Thursday for families, any students, senior citizens, anybody who would like to see those shows.
Yeah, and the student show on Thursday is really a big deal. It's the girls' last basketball home game. So after the basketball game, there will be the opportunity for you to have some pizza and then attend the student show that evening.
All right, thank you. So I heard that recently that Street Scenes needs help with setup and takedown. How would someone get involved in that if they were interested?
That's a good one. So we have tons of setup. We changed the whole school into a venue, and it takes a lot of people, so we could totally use your help. Last night we had a bunch of kids who last minute came and helped us unload the trailers that you maybe see out in front of the auditorium. So there might be some last minute shout outs for help. There'll be decorating help. There'll be it's a huge, many hands. We need many hands. So anytime you see anything, please sign up to come help us. Unfortunately, for the 20 hours of Christian service, it doesn't count for that. But if you're an NHS or you're so kind and you want to help us and make this a great event for Carmel, we would love to have you. I apologize to those who know me and I ask them personally, but it sounds like it was a fun time last night. I provided pizza. You never know what surprises there might be.
Yep.
Anything else like to add or say?
No, just stay motivated about Street Scenes. Like I said, it's the largest fundraiser we have, and it does require an all hands on deck. More information will be coming forth in advisory over the next couple of weeks as we approach the actual event. So thank you all for listening, and have a great weekend.
When we come back, we'll have Bridget and Gabby talking about auditions. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Bridget Call, and I'm here live with Gabby Belmonte to talk a little bit about the musical. So, what kind of things have you been involved in with fine arts?
I've been involved in a lot of different fine arts, but especially theater. I'm currently thespian president, and I've been involved in shows in cast and 1 year in crew for all 4 of my years here at Carmel.
Okay. What are some of your favorite past experiences you can tell?
I really loved my role in Puffs as Voldy, the Dark Lord. I was able to kind of do a little improv moment, and I love improv. And I really liked directing, or student directing the fall play, which was Holes this year.
Okay. So auditions are coming up soon. What should people expect?
So auditions are next Wednesday, and they will include a 1-minute excerpt from any song of the person's choosing, and a tiny bit of a dance just to, show that you can sing and dance because it is a musical. And then callbacks will be on the Thursday after that. And those might be some cold reads. You might do a little bit more singing, but we'll see.
Okay. What are some tips to help people with auditions?
I'll just say, everyone's nervous. I'm a senior and I still get nervous during auditions, so just breathe. You can always ask an upperclassman for help, or just anyone for help, really. We're all really supportive and we want to help you out. We want to listen to you sing, especially with dances. Sometimes those can trip people up, but you've got a whole community supporting you. Mm-hmm. So I say just go for it, and we're here for you.
And finally, what is one thing you'd wish to tell the whole community?
Okay, go see Street Scenes. We've worked really hard. Please support your classmates and your community. Go see the musical in April. It's going to be a lot of fun. And also, go continue to see sports games. Go participate and in all of the activities at this point in school. So.
Thank you. That is it. Back to the studio.
Thanks. Classics Club will be meeting January 26th in room 701 at 3:20 p.m. Come to learn about the most powerful women in Rome and the only Romans whose residence was in the Roman Forum. Any questions, stop by room 701.
Elective registration will begin for freshmen, sophomores, and juniors next week. Please prepare for these quick appointments with your counselor by viewing the course guide on Veracross and considering the classes you still need to take as graduation requirements. Juniors will register on January 23rd, 24th, and 25th. Sophomores will register on January 26th, 27th, and 30th. Freshmen will register on the January 31st, February 1st, and 2nd. Juniors should begin to monitor their email for a Google invite with their appointment time.
That's all we have for today. I'm Nia Quinones.
And I'm Hannah Livingston. Thank you for joining us this morning and have a fantabulous Friday, Carmel.